Hi guys, it's Jody. Today's video, I am feeling fall. It is finally fall. Yay! That means it's gonna get cooler in my studio. Oh, and I won't have to do so much on my spinner floor anymore. I just think that's still hilarious. I crack myself up. Anyway, today's piece, since I'm feeling fall, I'm gonna kind of do a color palette with that. A little bit end of summer, beginning of fall. I'm not gonna quite bring my fall color palettes in yet, but we're gonna get a little taste of it today. So we're gonna do a floating bloom with a really nice color palette. So let's go get started. All right, we are going to go over the colors, the cell activator, and the pillow, and then we will get started painting. And you may recognize this from probably around last year at this time. I think I used a color palette similar to this color palette. It's been so hot here this summer. I am so excited for fall to be here, and it's kind of like in between summer and fall colors. So I was kind of wanted to bring that in today. So the first color we've got is the golden quinacridone nickel azo gold. I actually have a heavy body instead of the fluid because the fluid, it was too fluid during the summer because it was so hot. And it's still mixed up a little bit thin, but it is thicker than it would have been. But anyways, here's what that looks like. And these are all, I don't have any pigments, so these are all mixed up with my Valspar Varathane pouring medium mix. And information on that is either at the end of the video in snapshots or in the description box down below. All of this you see here will be in those two areas per usual. My next color is Persian Autumn Yellow. This is a Praj Posse color. That's what it looks like in the container. And here's what it looks like all mixed up. That one. And then I've got golden interference gold. Can't really see it, but that's kind of what it looks like. It has that gold shimmer to it. It looks white, but it dries with a gold cast to it. That's what interference colors do. If it's on a lighter color, it's going to be a bit more subtle. And if it's on a darker color, you're going to notice it a little bit more. So there's that one. And then I've got another Praj Posse. I've got the Antique Copper Metallic. That's what it looks like in the container. And, oops, here's what we got all mixed up. And then finally, I used this one recently in my green floating bloom. Ellie's Evergreen Shimmer, another Praj Posse, but this is a nice green. It's got a little bit undertone of a shimmer in there. I don't know if you can see that a little bit in there. Really pretty, such a pretty green. Anyways, this one I had mixed up a little. I put a lot of paint in when I had mixed it up, so it's thinning down a little bit. But there's that one. And my cell activators, I've got two cell activators. I'm bringing back my gold today. I just thought it would work better with this color palette, but these two are both mixed with Australian Floetrol, my Australian Floetrol cell activator. At 4:1, 4 parts Australian Floetrol, 1 part paint. And if you have been following me, you know my gold actually consists of 2 different paints. I like to mix 2. You don't have to, it's just personal preference. But the 1 part paint here is actually about a half a part each of the Atelier Interactive Pale Gold and then the PBO Studio Acrylics Precious Gold. And that's what we get there. That's that cell activator. And then this white cell activator is Atelier Interactive Titanium White for the 1 part paint. And my pillow, I've got my PPG Multi Pro today. I've got almost a full container, so we're gonna roll with that one today. So now I'm gonna bring it over to the canvas and we're gonna talk about what we're doing today. All right, I have got a 14-inch square standard canvas taped up the back. And before we go any further, I just want to put a caveat out that I've just upgraded my phone and my camera is a little bit newer. So I'm kind of getting used to, you know, where it is here and you know, just the level of detail and all that. So bear with me on the next video or two with this. So at any rate, we're going to do a floating bloom today. I want to, with those colors that you just saw me go through, but I want to do the gold background here, you know, like we do with the swipes, and then we'll bloom in the center. And I'm hoping that it, you know, with all that gold in there, we just get some really nice shimmers. So I'm going to get this canvas flooded, and then we'll get started. All right, I've got this canvas all flooded, and we are going to use this tool to swipe the cell activator on. I'm going to get it loaded up, and I'm going to show you. All right, I've got a thin layer of the gold, and we're just going to go for it. All right, this is filling in really nicely. This is going to be a nice background, I think, to those colors. So now let's start adding the colors here for the bloom. I want to do the nickel azo gold first, right here in the middle. And then we've got the yellow. And then we'll put down this interference gold. I want lots of sparkle in this piece. And then this antique metallic color. Okay. And then we've got the green. Trying to not plop it all in one place. So I kind of want it to go everywhere. All right, we're gonna use the white cell activator only for the actual blooms. So I'm gonna put some on right there. I think that should be enough. Sometimes I tend to put too much on. Get my straw. This blew out nice. All right, I'm gonna let that settle in. All right, this is turning out really nice. I love the play of all the colors in here. Now I want to play and bring some stuff out. All right, I am really digging what this is looking like. Let me make sure I got all my petals this time. I did. All right, I'm gonna meet you over at the spinner floor and we are gonna get this spinned out. All right, here's what we got. Before we spin it out, I just wanna kind of show you really close up. I think, I have a feeling some of these petals are gonna go out a little wonky. We may have a lopsided bloom, but I think it's as center as I want it in the on the canvas. So I'm just gonna actually start spinning, and then I will guide as we go. Ooh, I have a feeling this is going to open up really nicely. I'm going to give it one more spin, the opposite direction. Yeah, this side's coming out a little bit more than this side here. Let's see. Bring it back in just a little. Maybe let it come down a little bit this way. There we go. All right, let's do healthy spin. Ooh, this is so gorgeous. These colors, the shimmers in here. Oh, all right, I actually want it to come down a little this way. All right, let's give this another spin. Ooh. This is so pretty. I actually want it to go just a little bit this way. I'm going to kind of move it down in this corner here because I want, if I can get the paint to go this way just a little, that would be grand before I move it back up. All right. Gosh, this is opening up so nicely. Oh, these colors. They definitely have an end of summer, fall, a beginning of fall vibe. And I love this gold behind it too. It's a little bit lopsided, but you know what? I'm not mad about it. It gives it character. It is perfectly imperfect, just like everything in life. All right, I think that's good. I don't even remember which direction was last. I don't know that it matters, but I do like to go, you know, one direction and then the other, just to kind of make it as even as possible. I suppose you can spin in one direction only, but I've always liked to do it one and then the other. If there's actually a reason for it, I'd love to hear it. This is just me and my my weirdness, my rambling. All right. I feel like just a little bit more. I know some of these little tendrils are going to go off, but I just need it to go a little bit more. Oh, those colors in the middle are opening up nicely, and I love the blend of them and the shimmer. I don't know if the camera's picking up what I can see, but gosh, is this gorgeous. I don't really have a lot of movement either, so I am going to call this done because I don't want this to go off anymore. Actually, if I can bring it down any. Yeah, I don't have a lot of paint on there. It's not going to go anywhere I try to point it. Gosh, that's gorgeous. I really like it that way too. All right. This one I'm calling done. This is a winner chicken dinner. I'm going to get cleaned up and I will bring it over for the flyover of this guy. Right, here we have it as a whole. This, it's so gorgeous. I actually just have more color than cells and I really dig it, especially with the background cells the way they are. And I changed the orientation, but oh well. Sometimes I do that when I see something else I like, but I love this gold. It just complements these colors really nicely, and all these different swirls with all the different colors. It's like you can dive into it and find something new every time. I hope this really fine webbing, it almost looks like spider webs, stays and doesn't get all weird on me. It's still a little warm down here and warm outside, so I don't know. Stuff like that sometimes moves around when it's too warm or it takes a long time to dry. It's pretty humid in here as well, and humidity with thinner paints, well, it takes longer to dry, so it's longer for your paints to actually kind of move around if there's still a little bit of a give in the middle. So just another little tip. At any rate, I'm going to cross my fingers and my toes that this dries okay. I'll be back once this is dried to show you the dried results. This piece just dried beautifully, and it totally reminds me of a pumpkin patch with the orange and the green in there. There's so many nice shimmers, and we'll get to that in a minute, but I just kind of want to dive in and show you a bit more up close. I love how this gold background dried, and all these different swirls in here, and I did get to keep my little spider webs in there, and I love how they kind of moved just ever so slightly, and I mean they just really gave it a nice movement in there, and all of these little swirls up here, and just the background just complements it really, really nicely. Absolutely love this piece. So now let's go check out the shimmers in the sun, and then we'll check out some orientations. Ooh, look at that shimmer in there. You see the background? And that shimmer on those petals there. Just gorgeous. The sun decided to go behind a cloud as I was doing this. Go figure. But it's still really nice. All right, let's go check out some orientations now. This one's not bad. Still not my favorite, but not bad. Let's check the next. Ooh, I like this one. I think this was the one originally that on the spinner before I changed direction. It's actually the opposite of what it was. This one's not bad. I actually like this better than the other opposite one where the background is going horizontally. Let's try one on the diagonal. Nice. Very nice on the diagonal too. Not a bad orientation. I'd love to hear your favorite orientation. I'm gonna flip you around and give you my final thoughts. Yeah, this is still definitely my favorite orientation, and it totally reminds me of a pumpkin patch. Does it remind you of a pumpkin patch? I'm so excited. Cooler days are ahead. As you may have seen in the beginning of this video, I put a trailer where next weekend, October 1st and 2nd, we're having a big pig jamma party collaboration, and so I'm going to be part of that. My video is actually going to be airing on Saturday, October 1st. Usually I post my videos on Sunday, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of forewarning. My video is going to be on Saturday next weekend instead of Sunday, but we're going to be doing galaxy inspired art pieces, so I'm super excited for that. So go check all of those other artists out too as well. We've got an amazing lineup. So let me know what you thought of this piece here. I'd love to hear your favorite orientation and what you thought of the color palette, all that good stuff. So let me know in the comments below. With that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.